tiger who learned to ask. And now attention, a riddle. A tiger prowls through jungle nights with special fur that helps it fight. When hunting prey, it's quite a sight. What makes its stripes so good at night? Maybe they help the tiger swim faster in rivers, or they break up its shape in moonlight, or they glow in the dark to scare prey. You will find out the correct answer at the end of the story. Deep in the bamboo forest lived a young tiger named Tai. His orange fur gleamed like sunset through the trees, and his black stripes were as bold as the shadows between the bamboo stalks. Tai was known throughout the forest as the most independent tiger anyone had ever met. "I can do everything by myself," Tai would proudly declare, puffing out his chest whenever another animal offered help. "Tigers are strong and clever. We don't need anybody else." One morning, Tai decided to catch a fish for breakfast. He had seen other animals fishing in the river many times, and it looked simple enough. He crouched at the riverbank, waiting for the perfect moment to swipe at the water with his paw. Splash! Splash! After an hour of trying, Tai hadn't caught a single fish. His stomach growled loudly, but he refused to give up. Nearby, Wei, the wise old heron, stood gracefully in the shallow water, catching fish with ease. "Would you like me to show you a better technique?" Wei offered kindly. "No, thank you," Tai replied stiffly. "I can figure it out myself." As the sun climbed higher, Tai grew hungrier and more frustrated. His paws were cold and wet, and the fish seemed to be laughing at him as they swam by. Later that day, Tai decided to gather some sweet berries he had spotted high up in a tree. "This'll be easy," he told himself. "Tigers are excellent climbers." But these trees were different from the ones he usually climbed. Their bark was smooth and slippery, and every time he tried to climb up, he slid right back down. Li, the red panda, watched from a nearby branch, munching on berries. "I know a secret path up this tree," Li called down. "I'd be happy to show you." "No, thanks," Tai answered, though his mouth watered at the sight of the juicy berries. "I'll find my own way." As the afternoon wore on, Tai's stomach felt emptier than ever. He was tired, frustrated, and starting to feel a little silly. Still, he kept trying. On his own. That evening, dark clouds began rolling in. Tai needed to find shelter before the rain started, but he wasn't familiar with this part of the forest. He wandered around, looking for a dry place to spend the night. The first drops of rain began to fall when he heard a gentle voice behind him. "You look a bit lost," said Ming the rabbit. "There's a cozy cave just round that bend. My family and I would be happy to share it with you until the storm passes." Tai opened his mouth to refuse, just as a loud crack of thunder boomed overhead. The rain began falling harder, soaking through his fur. He thought about how hungry and tired he was, and how none of his solo attempts that day had worked out very well. For the first time, Tai wondered if maybe, just maybe, it was okay to accept help sometimes. "Actually," he said slowly, "that would be very kind of you." Ming hopped ahead, leading Tai to a warm, dry cave, where several other animals had already gathered to wait out the storm. Wei the heron and Li the red panda were there too, and they welcomed Tai with warm smiles. To his surprise, the other animals didn't think he was weak for accepting help. Instead, they shared their food, told funny stories, and taught him their clever tricks. Wei demonstrated her fishing technique, and Li explained how to find the hidden paths up the smooth-barked trees. "You know," said Ming, offering Tai some berries, "even rabbits, who are known for digging burrows, sometimes ask badgers for advice on the best digging spots. Every animal in the forest is good at something different. That's why we help each other." Tai thought about this as he enjoyed the sweet berries. "I always thought asking for help meant I wasn't strong or capable," he admitted. "But today, I learned that knowing when to accept help is its own kind of strength." The next morning, when the storm had passed, Tai went fishing again. This time, he used Wei's technique, standing perfectly still and waiting for the right moment. Soon, he caught his first fish. Excited about his success, Tai called out to a young monkey who was struggling nearby, "Would you like me to show you how? A friend taught me a great technique." From that day on, Tai became known for something new in the bamboo forest. He was still strong and clever, but now he was also known as a tiger who was both happy to help and wise enough to accept help from others. And somehow, that made him feel stronger than ever. As the seasons changed, the animals of the bamboo forest often told the story of Tai, the independent tiger who discovered that the greatest strength of all was knowing that everyone needs a little help sometimes. The end. And now the correct answer to the riddle. The correct answer is: they break up its shape in moonlight. A tiger's stripes act like camouflage by breaking up its shape in the shadows and moonlight, making it harder for prey to spot them while hunting. This pattern helps them blend into tall grass and forest shadows, even though we might think bright orange stripes would make them easy to see. Hope you enjoyed it.